right, so this is the retrospective interview of episode 85. We're just looking back at everything we talked about in 85 and having better answers over it. So the first question is, what was life like in Wethersfield before music took full grasp of you?
Facts. So basically life in Wethersfield, it was good. I basically just lived a regular life of a high schooler, honestly. Just learning more about myself, maturing,
Yeah,
um, developing friendships, relationships, parties, sports. I was in the marching band, like all that. I really didn't do anything like too crazy. I wasn't deeply involved in making music at that point. I was still kind of in the developmental phases, um, which is kind of nice. I got like a full high school experience, and I wasn't really like stressing about anything or really too focused on like a career. I was really just focusing on myself, which I'm pretty grateful for because that was a good time.
so what happens after Dear Life?
Right. So after Dear Life, I basically went on like a run and just strung together a bunch of remixes and kind of periodically put those out, just to further develop the adversity brand and allow people to associate me with making music. And at a certain point, like through doing all those remixes, I was like, all right, it's time to make some original music, start like pushing it and, reaching different platforms, like opening up myself to Spotify, Apple Music, and all that. Because prior to then, I hadn't. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much what led me up to where I'm at right now. But after Dear Life, it was straight remixes for a while.
So yeah, talk about what it was like going from OG Brandon Johnson to Adversity and what really inspired that.
Right. So OG Brandon Johnson was like that was like the early phases of what I was doing. It was before I even really established myself as an artist. It was something that people in high school just called me because of a song that dropped when it was like OG Bobby Johnson. So they just took out the Bobby, threw the Brandon in, and it was just a clean fit. So that was something I was already known for, and I wanted to start, putting out some original. At that point, I put out a few original songs on my SoundCloud, just like found beats on YouTube and made some whatever raps on top of it. And that was fun. It was just something, again, to associate people with like myself and making music. Um, but yeah, it adversity, like that was the early phase. And then adversity is kind of when it started to take off to a different level. And I started taking it a little more serious and everything. But I wanted my rap persona to have something like that bled into like my personal life into my professional. And adversity is something I went through a lot growing up. And I feel like you learn the most and you grow the most once you go through those moments. And I treasure those. Some people hate going through adversity because it's like they let them like they let it defeat them and they stay down. But that kind of leads into my slogan, the through adversity we rise. I never kind of let anything put me down and like lose focus of the long term. So adversity was just I thought that it was right. It felt good and it had a lot of meaning behind it. Um, and it sounds good on a track. The whole, I made my ad lib through it with verse and all that. It just fit, man. And I think it was something that kind of made me into the person I am today. So I wanted to represent that.
Oh, makes total sense, bro.
Yeah.
So, what have you been doing over quarantine that has really been strengthening your craft, other than the stuff that you added in the interview before?
Right. So in quarantine, I've been doing a lot of writing, a lot of planning for music videos because we can't really shoot too much because of all the current situation going on. But we've been kind of making a lot of blueprints and figuring out what we want to do for when things get at least back to semi-normal. Um, and a little bit of recording, not too much because the studios are kind of tough to access again with everything going on. But really just keeping track of the long term and bettering myself and building my catalog and trying to make sure that my craft is as close to perfected as it could be for the time I'm at.
I love that, bro. So let's talk about the CT artists that you have as favorites, or maybe that you want to work with. So let's dive into that more than we did before.
Mm, bro, so like um platforms like yours allow me to see the whole slate of and even not the whole slate. There's so many artists in this state that are talented and putting out music consistently. But like I was saying, your platform kind of displays a lot of different artists. So it's allowed me to see kind of what's out there, and I took that and ran with it. Like I'm pretty in tune with the music scene in Connecticut, and I take pride in that because like I said, there's a lot of talent, and I think as a collective, Connecticut needs to be looked at as a music state, and I think it will be soon. Um, but some of my favorites are like artists that I want to work with would be, man, like you got the big dogs, you got Chris Webby, you got Annoyed, the Mike Flows, um, you got Sholey, Perry. Even he's an R&B artist. He is fire. Um,
He's so fire, bro.
yeah, I'm a big fan of his music. Who else? Bugatti 203. I believe he's out in New Haven,
Yeah,
and he's solid too.
so good. Him and Super Sunny, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're both fire. Like that's what I'm saying. There's so many who, like Don Zop. I'd love to work with Don Zop. He has such a
that
unique sound.
that like rock star lifestyle, like
Yeah, bro. And he like really embraces that, and you could tell he's like true to himself, and he doesn't really shy away from that. So I respect it. Ian Matthew, super talented singer, rapper.
one of the like most talented people in the state, hands down, just from like his pure talent, like
Oh,
perspective.
absolutely.
Like he could, he's like somebody that I could see when like The Boys or America's Next Top, not
Most definitely.
you know,
Like he does a lot of original music, of course, but he does covers too. And when
yeah.
he does covers, like people love him, and
Oh, when he does
he
the cover,
really,
bro, like the acoustic versions.
yeah, bro. He's just really talented. I'd love to work with him. Um, Man, there's so much. Nasty Neff, he is
Oh,
fire too.
yeah, I think it was either one time or two times when Mystery Girl asked me for some songs for the mystery mix. I threw out
Yeah,
some of Nasty Nap songs just because it's like his shit is just has that
ooh,
swagger to it. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
bro. His style is crazy. What was the
I
name
know
of that
I'm
track?
nice type of shit where his flow doesn't
Yeah,
be even the hardest is just like so hard because he got that confidence with it.
yeah, bro. He's really doing his thing. There was hold up. There was a song by him that I was banging like last week. It was off that tape, My Brother's Keeper. I think it was Killer Cam. Killer Cam
Yeah.
is the track. That junk goes hard. I was like, yo, who is this dude, man?
Let me look.
Um,
Killer Cam was the one that I put on curated. Yeah, Killer Cam. I
yeah, bro,
oh,
banger,
no, you can't.
banger. And I was like, man,
Have
got
you heard
him.
of artists out of New London?
What happened?
Have you heard of any artists out of New London?
Oh, out of New London?
Yeah. Here.
I know there's artists out there, but I'm trying to think. I don't really know any off the top of my head.
Okay, let me send over some links after this. So there's
Definitely.
like Sheester Pink. He's just so dope. He's like versatile. Like he's done a bunch of different genres. Like he just bends a lot of shit. He can do that like ass shaking music, or he can go
Fact.
really just like he can sing well. Young Vice City, they're all kind of in a collective. They fuck with each other a lot. Young Vice
Oh,
City,
fuck.
he's like just like he got a flow that is like how like Ski Mask can just attack on the flow.
Yeah.
Vice can do that too. Bash is another one. They have a crew that has Craigie F. Craigie F held this event called Rid Fest. If you saw those on my on the Breakthrough channel on YouTube, there's some interviews at a skate shop, and that was through Craigie F and
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Ramp, and they like set up the whole Rich Fest, and they've been doing that for a while. And Wade Matthews is nice. He's R&B.
I've heard of him. I've
Yeah.
heard of Wade Matthews.
Yep. Wade Matthews is a New London artist. So
Oh,
there's
okay.
so many more. Like I could go on and keep saying. But yeah, bro. Like
Yeah, definitely. You gotta link me with some of their stuff after this.
yeah, just
Um,
remind me because I always say that during all these interviews, and then by the time that it's over, we've said so many things that it slips my mind, and then if
Facts.
somebody doesn't like hit me up the day after, and it's like, oh, what was that artist's name? I won't remember.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Facts. I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna make sure.
All right, bet.
Who else? Man, wait, who were we just talking about before?
Before,
Um, yeah, before the New London ones. It was
I know you said Kelly.
Nasty Neff. That's who I was
Neff,
on.
Neff, yeah.
Who else? Man, there's do you know who Brittany Crush is?
Yeah, she's fire.
She's fire too, low key. I would love to work with her.
Have you heard? I
Um,
think her name is Kaylee Rose.
yes, I have heard of Kaylee Rose. I
She's
think
really, or yeah, I think her name is Kaylee Roselle on Spotify. But like,
yeah,
yeah, she's so good. She,
her too. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at what she have out, like a couple projects or whatever.
I'm not sure. I'd have to look, but I think
Yeah,
you having a just a female vocalist on some of your tracks would be like
I know that's something I definitely want to get into.
we collaborate well together.
Yeah, bro, like Chanel Sharp, I think she's Hartford, but she's super fire. She be rapping like OD. I was like, dang, she don't play.
Um,
Who else? I know I'm missing so many people, man.
yeah. Oh, K Dose. K Dose is out of I think
Kate, yeah, bro. I seen a music video by him like last week or something, and it looked crazy. I've been meaning to give his music a listen.
him and Butter are nice.
Yeah. Who else?
Oh, I'm about
Um,
Taro and Out of Tune, like every Smile Little Cry Baby. Um,
bro.
Ian Stone, those three out of tune, they're fire.
I yeah, facts. I'm assuming you know Big Bread J Rock too.
Yeah, free.
Yep. Facts. Free Big Bread. Dude was so talented, bro. He's elite.
He had like this energy that was like no matter where he went, it was like he was a celebrity, and he really was. Like
Bro, yeah, for real. Everyone like knew his brand and like what he was doing. Man, I have
he popped
so
out to
much
the
respect for him.
Fest event. Like somebody from Hartford coming down to that was like really dope to see like
Facts.
a lot of people from London, and then like just to see him and I think a couple of his boys came down, but like that
Dang.
I respect.
Yeah, bro.
I was like, wow, I appreciate that because some people will always support on Twitter, but like the real thing is getting you out there and like meeting face to face and like realizing that we're one and the same and we're all just trying to get the same goal.
Absolutely, bro. You're right. It's like, man, I can't forget Saya. Can't forget Saya.
Bro, Saya, like we were talking about it on the main one, but he's just so fire.
Yeah, bro. Him, Rel, obviously, my guy.
So,
Yo, Dave Phoenix is somebody I've been looking at for a while too, and he's nasty. I'd love to do a track with him.
he is
Um,
like ultimately just I think someone I just interviewed today. Yeah, Jacob Leachman was saying that he was talking to Dave Phoenix. Like Dave is just ultimately a great dude. Like
I was gonna say just like superstar, bro.
he's I feel like this is the best comparison I can give. He's like the Frank Ocean of Connecticut.
Yo, facts. That is on point, bro.
You
For
know,
real. I know exactly what you mean. Just like that kind of effect.
but the content that he brings to the table. Since the first time I saw him with like a lot less followers, he's put out fucking like the most on point content where people were like, "Yo, who's this dude with 50 followers?" And like,
Bro, yeah.
like artist account, but like I was like, wow, yeah,
Dude. And like people know about him too. Like he's pretty well known now. Who else?
great talk.
They yeah. Trey Tuck. Bro, where is he from?
Bristol, I think. Yeah,
Bristol. Oh, okay. I
yeah.
don't know if I met him personally, but I know a lot about him. I've heard a lot about him.
Great guy. Oh, bro,
Um,
these guys are also from like my hometown, New London region. .com and Young Devo, and then they're all part of this group called COG. I think it's City of Gods is what they.
oh, snap.
But it's Taja Belly and Styx Mula. So Taja Belly and Styx Mula, they were like doing a lot of like duo tracks, and together they got this energy. Like I think it's called Top Off.
Oh, shoot.
It was like it actually ended up being my number one played song on Spotify.
Oh, when they do the wrap up thing?
Yeah, and
Dang, for real?
I was like, I'm glad it's a Connecticut song. I'm gonna send it
Yo,
over.
yeah, definitely send me that. Bro,
Uh,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I know mad Connecticut artists, but there's so many I don't know too.
yeah, and that's a crazy thing is people think I know. I do know a lot of artists, but there's so many more that like go right over my head because there's just so many artists. So
That's
it's
what I'm
like
saying.
I'm always open. I like every time someone DMs me, I'm like, all right, I may not be able to do an interview right away, but send me your music. I want to hear it. I want
Yeah,
to listen. I want to help you get your music out there.
facts, facts. I was saying, I think I said it in the main, but Zay De Niro as well. He is fire, and I have a track with him and Saya, and that junk. I cannot wait to drop that, man. That kid is super talented, and he's underrated, man. People don't really.
I feel like I follow him on either the Instagram or Twitter. I'm not sure though. I've seen
He's
his name,
good. Hmm.
and that's a great thing to hear. Just to hear like people that I see their at name on Twitter or Instagram, and I see them working together.
Right, 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 right. Who else? Oh, I meant to. I actually said that this in the main too. That I was gonna send you Reggie Blue's track. Um,
Oh,
the Honey Jack joint. I never did. I'm gonna make sure I send that after today. But he is nasty too. Lex Lavish. I don't know if you know who Lex Lavish is. Um,
no, I
I
don't.
believe he's 860. I think he's Hartford, and
Yeah.
super talented lyricist. Who else? Lori Woods is kind of similar to like Dave Phoenix. I feel like they
Okay.
have a similar energy. He's fire. Smooth Haynes. You
Yeah.
know who that is?
Yo,
Yo,
GQ rap, right?
yes, yes, bro.
What?
OG, he is
I,
fire.
I forgot that. Yeah, GQ rap.
Yup, yup. He dropped that like sort of recently. That's why he popped in my head.
Snosa, she's just like,
Oh, of course, Snosa. Yeah, she's a super big dog. Snosa is filthy. Um, Jules Prince just shot a video for another artist. I think he's out of Bridgeport. His name was Party Boy X. Super talented guy. I just got put on to him like a week or two ago, and he's really good.
do you know
Um,
Nate Official out of there? He's like,
yes.
bro,
He,
he has talent. He has
oh, dude. Yeah, I heard a lot about him. Once I think I first heard him when Chill Shump was talking about like he's working with him, and I was like, who is this guy? Clicked on his page, I was like, oh, he's the truth.
yeah.
Nate Official, okay.
I think they have two songs together, and the first song that they released together, I think Chill Shump flipped Roddy Rich's Die Young. Um,
Oh, for real?
yeah, bro, it's on SoundCloud. I listened to that and I was like, whoa.
Mm,
It was professional, bro. And to know that it was like, a 17-year-old kid or something like spitting on a
facts.
track, all I could do was applaud and support.
Yeah, bro, absolutely. There's so much talent here, man. And like all those artists we just talked about, I'm the type of guy I want to work with each and every one of them. I don't care whoever I come across, like cross paths with, I'm trying to work with them because there's just so much talent, man. And I think people need to work on like, or like not focus on, but kind of embrace collaboration because it's easy to just like cook up by yourself, but when you collab, it's like a different ball game and it exposes you to alternate fan bases too.
Yeah,
And
I
that'll go
completely agree. My biggest thing with that is that there are a lot of people that, like for example, I want to do like some panel thing, but my disclaimer that I'm gonna always put is you're not forced to do this. If you work
right,
there solo and yeah, you want to see CT be better, but right now you got only enough, on your plate to focus on yourself.
right,
You can focus on yourself, but if you want to take that extra step and like once Corona is all good, we start meeting up at events and like doing what we were doing in previous years, I think that would be a plus. It definitely help.
oh bro, yeah, that'd definitely be a positive thing for the
I don't want
music
to force anybody to feel like they can't be a part of the culture if they don't want to push it. You need the leaders to push it, and you need it,
yeah,
but you always need the people to put out content for it. So you can still be a leader that puts out content, but there are a lot of people that put out content that don't feel like being a leader as well.
Right. And
Don't have,
there's people that just work better solo, and that's fine. It's just like when you collab, man, it's like a whole different avenue that you could take as an artist. But yeah, man, so much freaking talent here. It's ridiculous.
that's a big fact. All right, so now we're gonna go on to the next one. That was a really good segment. This one,
Yeah, thanks.
uh, what else do you want to say if you had the world's attention for 30 seconds?
Oh, facts, facts. That was such a good question, bro.
Thank you.
Um, yeah, yo, that I think that might have been the first time I got asked that question. But honestly, I would just highlight be the best version of yourself because there's no, perfect human, but you can be the best version of yourself. And I think people should work towards that like on a daily. Um, you know, like achieve your dreams. Make sure you're not working to fulfill somebody else's dreams. Just do your own thing and kind of make your own way and don't really settle. Treat others the way you want to be treated. I think that was like I learned that in like second grade. That was like the golden rule or something. But bro, it speaks so true. And especially now, it's like just if you don't want to be treated like trash, why treat anybody else like trash? Like it's
Exactly.
really not hard. Just that simple. Um, but yeah, I think I would end with that. Just really treat people the way you want to be treated, bro.
Yeah, that's that is really, like you said, the golden rule. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And you can even go one step further and do the platinum rule, where it's treat others the way they want to be treated, which is like
Facts.
I actually learned this at my job the other day, and not I knew of the platinum rule, but like of this analogy. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
if you and your friends are going to get coffee, are you going to get them coffee how you like it? Or are you going to ask them what they want and then get what they like?
Right, right. That's a very good point,
So
bro. That's facts.
sometimes people may want to be treated like a black coffee, but maybe with some ice in it, and others
Facts.
might be treated with a little bit of skim milk. That
Facts. A little bit of cream, a little bit of sugar. Nah. Yeah, nah, I feel you. That's facts, bro.
So the golden rule is great, and you can always apply it. And the platinum rule is kind of like the golden rule if you just add some context to it. Like the golden rule is
Mhm.
always a good, like if you treat others like how you want to be treated, it's gonna be perfectly fine. But if you do that extra step, it might make them uh, just remember a little bit more. But they
Yeah,
all treating others the way you want to be treated always works. But I was
yeah.
interested when I heard the platinum rule because I never would have thought that there was a step above that.
Facts, facts, facts. Yeah, the platinum rule. I like that, bro.
Coffee. Always think about the coffee analogy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna use that from because like when that was explained to me, it made sense, and that's the big thing is like if it doesn't make sense and it's not gonna process in my brain. So like when I got that, I was like, oh, now.
yeah, that's what exactly.
Yeah.
The light bulb went off. Facts.
All right. So now we're gonna do the 1, 5, and 10 over again, the years. So where do you see yourself in 1 year?
Oh, facts. In 1 year, I plan on at least doubling the amount of music I have out right now. I'm not sure exactly how much, but yeah, because I get thrown off. Like I have some of my catalog, like the unreleased stuff, and then what's out. But I want to double what's out within the next year. I just want to really ramp up the output and just give people a lot more music to like a variety of music to listen to, and get a better feel of like what kind of artist I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And something that like have started looking into is something like a key performance indicator, like KPI. So you can kind of apply this to your music as well. I mean, we can all say views don't really matter, but maybe finding something that you can use as like, all right, fan base is growing, whether it's your monthly Spotify followers or your
Right.
uh, you know, and just be able to have something to reference, whether it's an Excel spreadsheet or just a doc that says, "Hey, in June we went up 2% in total views," or
Yeah, bro.
and really quantify everything because once you quantify stuff that you think that you couldn't, and it was qualitative, then it really helps you start driving your goals farther and farther.
Facts. Yeah, it's all about growth, bro. That's really like within the next year, I want to see a lot of growth, and I'm confident in that for sure.
Oh, I bet. And what about 5 years?
5 years,
Yeah.
man. I said I want to double the amount. I'm trying to have like hundreds of songs in my catalog where I can just go up to a label exec and be like, "Here, there's 250 songs. You go through and see what you like, see what you don't like."
What do you
That's
think
the really the.
your hit?
What was that?
Or you can say like, what do you think is going to be your hit? Which one do you
Oh,
like? Like that's what you'd say to them, and they'd have to like go through it, and they'd be like, I think this one, and so you probably
oh man. I think a track of that caliber probably hasn't come out of me yet, but I think it's gonna be. I think I thrive on like fast paced beats. To be honest, bro, there's a lot of my unreleased stuff is kind of faster paced, and once we talked about this actually, like in terms of delivery and everything, just getting everything really like
yeah,
crystal clear and super tight, then it's gonna really the sky's the limit. But yeah, in terms of a hit, it would have to be like a fast paced banger with like mad bars. You already know how I go, but
I,
yeah.
some type of like joiner almost like thing.
Oh, bro, if I had a chance to work with Joyner, bro, platinum, double platinum, triple platinum. Nah, it's like,
Bro, so like it's actually funny that you were talking about delivery because I was actually looking into this today. So speaking about another analogy, a great way to look at the difference between I don't want to like classify something as like a local artist, but let's just say a new aspiring artist compared to a seasoned artist. Let's say
hmm
Patrick. So let's say the biggest criticism on a bunch of artists is like it almost sounds like you're rapping in a monotonous like
yeah, absolutely.
voice. So he was like, this is how he was like, this is what I teach my students. He says, you want to speak in the voice that you would tell people that there is a fire. So imagine you're at a party and everybody like it's a packed house and you're like all of a sudden you look and the blinds are on fire. What are you going to? Are you going to be like, hey guys,
Hey guys, there's a fire. There's a
yo,
fire.
the blinds are on fire? Like you get everybody.
Yeah,
So when you're on stage or when you're rapping in front of your homies, you want to use that idea, that voice of like, like just pretend that the house is on fire and use that voice instead of the voice that you would use just to talk to your homie. So
facts.
and like that was one of my biggest things when I was an artist was my delivery. Like I had a bunch of great bars, but my delivery was always like monotonous and people always said that and I didn't understand how I could change it. But then
Yeah,
literally today I was watching that and I was like, wow, just pretend like the house is on fire. And that your point, like, it just makes so much sense.
right. Yeah, that definitely does make sense. And I like seeing both sides of it because I was at that point where it was the monotone thing. That was like before Dear Life and all that, and people were like, okay, yeah. But yeah, being on both sides of it, that's definitely a good way to look at it. Like in terms of the way you would deliver the speech, you could say, "Hey guys, there's a fire," or like, "Yo, it's a fire,"
Yeah.
and there's like a clear difference. That makes a lot of sense, bro.
Yeah. See, like that goes back to what we were saying before with the other analogy. As soon as I clicked with the coffee, it made sense in my head, and then I could
hmm
in my own life.
Right, I'm the same way, bro. That's really how I learn stuff, like stuff you can associate it with.
What type of learner is that? Is that
That's is that wouldn't be visual.
it's either visual
Well,
or like doing it?
yeah, like a hands-on learner. I feel like, right? Something, but it's just like with an actual example. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Actually, I think that is visual because it is
actually,
like you're
yeah,
visualizing a scenario in your head.
exactly. Yeah, Loki might be visual now that I think about it. Yeah,
All right. All right. Now what about 10 years? We did 1 and 5. What about 10?
facts. 10 years. Oh man, that'll bring me to. I turn 23 next week, so we'll say 33. Uh Obviously I still want to be doing this. I don't really see myself doing anything else like in terms of a career path. I really want to take this far. Um, have again a bunch of music under my belt by that point. have done a lot more shows, reached a lot more people, developed the fan base to the point where I don't need if I could get to the point where I don't really need social media. I feel like as an upcoming artist, you kind of need it to push yourself, but at a certain level, you kind of just like put your stuff on social media and then people pounce to it. It's like push versus pull marketing.
Yeah.
But if I can get to that point where it's like I drop something and I don't really gotta like push it as much as it just kind of pulls people attracted to it, I definitely want to get to that point for sure. But that's something that just comes with time, and I gotta keep making music, keep rapping more, and that's exactly what I plan on doing. So I pray every day that I get there, and I think I will.
Nice. All right, bro.
Yeah.
So now we get back to the shout outs. Who did you miss out on?
Facts. Okay, the shout outs. I want to shout out every artist that I've worked with from beginning to this point. So we got Nathan Murphy was on the Up Next intro. Emily Mark, Found My Way. Monkeys, he was on Area 51 with me. Steven Carlson, Meant to Be, obviously. Torres, Rel, and Note as well. Shout out the whole family and all that. My mom, sister, dad. It's just the whole family has been very supportive of what I'm trying to do with my career. And a lot of people's downfall, well, part of the downfall is that the people around them don't really support it. And
Yeah.
that makes it really hard to pursue it if people around you are kind of like bringing you down and like, you're not gonna be able to do this. You can't.
You need that back support, that confidence.
Right. Yeah, my family fuels me, so I'm very thankful for that. My manager, Kim Shakir, she keeps me in check. She make sure everything is straight. All my, the friends, all my squad, they know who they are. University of Hartford and the people I work with, like my producers and stuff, Will Stenson, King Quest, Jay Amir, he produced a lot of Up Next. Tox as well. He's a upcoming producer. I talked about him briefly, but I think he's going to be a name that people should get familiar with. He's been working under the radar, and he's about to make a splash soon. Carl Bespoka, he's one of my audio engineers. Access Jada, I recorded with Jade. And Jules Prince, obviously, my music video guy.
Yeah.
That's my bro. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for shout outs. Everybody that's been supporting me and showing me love over time, shout out to y'all. And we about to take this shit forward. Can't say shit.
Well, thank you, bro. Well, this ends the retrospective for episode 85, and we out.
Yes, sir.